mess, but I'm so excited. I just got back from the library. I got a library card, which is amazing because I haven't had a library card since I was like 12, but it was so much fun. And I really just want to share what books I got with you. So yeah, let's do that. Okay, so the first book that I got Red Rising by Pierce Brown. Pierce Brown? Yeah. I've heard so many good things about this series, and so I really wanted to read it, and so I picked it up. And then I got The Color Purple by Alice Walker. I'm so excited to read this book. The third book I got is The Soulmate Equation by Christina Lauren. The fourth book I got is The Poppy War. I'm so excited. I've never read a book by R.F. Kuang. I think that's how you say it. I've never read any of their work, but I'm super excited. And then the last book that I got. So I got My Lovely Wife by Samantha Downing. I'm so excited. I hope that it goes well. But yeah, so those are the 5 books that I got. I figured I'd just do a little mini library haul with y'all. I don't see many of these, so I thought it would be cool to do. Okay, see you guys later when I explain more about the books. Bye. Hi, welcome and welcome back. Anything new? Anything different about me today? Huh? I hated that. Yeah, I know. I look so pretty today. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh my God, stop it. Don't even. Oh, you're making me blush. Anyways, I braided my hair. I'm so excited. It came out really good. This is only the second time that I've ever braided my own hair, and I like to think it looks good. It definitely isn't perfect. Anyways, moving on from the hair, let's talk some books. So, as you saw, I went to the library. I picked out 5 books. I told you what I got. Now let's talk a little bit more about them. So, the first book is going to be Red Rising by Pierce Brown. I actually have no idea what this book is about. I know that it's a fantasy book, and actually, yeah, that's it. I know that it's a fantasy book, and a lot of booktubers that I watch have given it high ratings. The last video that I watched about it, I think, said that the first book is a 4-star, but the other ones are like 5 stars. And so I figured that it's something that I should give a go. I love fantasy. I used to read a ton of fantasy books. Now I read romantasy for the most part. But as I said, I'm trying to go get into more genres. So I picked this book up and we're going to be reading it in the next few weeks. I hope that it's good. The second book that I got is actually going to be The Color Purple by Alice Walker. So this book, I have no idea what this book is about. I know that's weird because it was a movie. I know they just made a remake that's in theaters, I think, right now. And there's a book. My mom was absolutely obsessed with these when I was growing up, and she watched the movie pretty often. And I don't think she's ever read the book, and neither have I. But I never watched it with her, so I don't actually know what it's about. Based off of the trailer for the remake, I know that it's about maybe sisters that are separated because they marry different people, I think. Well, obviously they marry different people, but they are separated because of marriage. And it just follows their 2 lives and how they have to navigate the world in a time where I'm pretty sure they live in America and they are both African American, meaning that they have to navigate being a person of color in an unfriendly environment, to put it politely. And so I'm intrigued to read this and just see how it is. The third book that I got, I also have no idea what the premise of the book is. That's not the right book. I tried. The third book that I got that I also do not know anything about is going to be The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. I have seen many reviews about this book, and I guess that's not correct. I haven't seen many reviews about this book. I know that it's very popular and a lot of people have reviewed it. Every time I have seen someone start to talk about it, I usually will skip it because while I love spoilers for books, something told me not to spoil this one. Maybe it was the fact that everyone was saying it was so good. Everyone seemed to be rating it very highly. So when they started to get into what the book was actually about, I'd go skip, and I'd fast forward in the video if I was watching a YouTube video. And if it was like a TikTok, I'd just skip it entirely. So I have no idea what this book is about. It says on the front, they trained her for a war. She intends to end it. So it's clearly about a warrior, and she is badass. That's what I've got from that. I think it is a fantasy book, so I imagine that means that there's like magic in it and some type of magical system, so that'll be exciting. I really like the idea of learning. I hope that it's got like some politics in it. I love when fantasy incorporates like a political system into it. Just trying to see the ins and outs of how like that political system could work would be really cool. It's really fun to read about political systems that are failing epically or not failing and being super successful. But yeah, so this is The Poppy War. I can't wait to read that. The fourth book that I got is going to be My Lovely Wife by Samantha Downing. This is a thriller, and it is about a couple who, I believe that so basically it talks about how this couple met. They met in an airport, they fell in love, they get married, they have kids, they do the whole thing. And it talks about how like every marriage has secrets on the like back of on the inner flap of the book. And it says like every marriage has secrets, you know, blah blah blah, whatever. Their secret is that they kill together. And so it's basically this couple being serial killers, and I don't know what else from there. They get away with it most of the time. I think the bottom, yeah, it says, we all have our secrets in keeping a marriage alive. Ours just happens to be getting away with murder. So basically they kill together, and I think that's really fascinating. It's a really interesting premise. I'm a little confused about why it's called My Lovely Wife. Like, why is the title focusing solely on the wife? What's going on with her? And it's kind of creepy that she's looking at it like it's got like a great like horror movie shot, like, you know, you could see the eye. I don't know. It screams something devious. So that's good. I'm hoping that that's a good book. I'm excited for it. And then the last book that I got is going to be The Soulmate Equation by Christina Lauren. All-time favorite. So as you all know by now, Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren, hands down my favorite book. Not of all time, but it got me to make this channel, so I hold it in very high regard at this point in my life. Last year, I read The True Love Experiment, and I did a reading vlog on it. I'll put it in the cards up above. It was fantastic. I absolutely loved it. And in that book, they use this dating app that uses your DNA website, whatever, that uses your DNA to find out if you are compatible with someone. That app was created by a guy named River, and he is married to a woman named Jess. Jess is the best friend of the heroine in The True Love Experiment. Okay? Cool. So the Soulmate Equation follows River and Jess meeting. Jess takes the test or whatever, and it finds out that she is 98% compatible with River, which is funny because that's like the highest compatibility rating they've ever gotten. And so like, ooh, this is great. The creator of this test can use the app, find true love, and that'll be great like promo for other people to use the app. And so this involves them fake dating to sort of like promote his brand and make his creation / discovery more successful, and they fall in love because it's a romance book, so obviously. So I'm really excited to read this because it seems really interesting. I hope that it goes a little bit more into like the DNA testing that they do to like find out if people are compatible. Probably won't because it's a romance book, so like why would they go into that? But it would be so cool if like you learned a little bit more about the lore behind this like test. I'd love to see that in this book, but we'll see. I've got a few questions. Answer them in the comments down below. First, do you go to the library? Do you not go to the library? What's your take on libraries? Do you have a Libby account? Let's talk some library stuff, you know? I think libraries are so great. If you do go to the library, how do you do it? Like, do you go in with like a set list of things that you want to get? Do you call your library, place books on hold, and then only go when they have it available? Or is it more of how I did this? Like when I got my library card, I like filled out a paper and gave it to them. They're like, cool, we have to put this in the system. It's going to take a bit. And I said, fantastic. I'll just walk around. They said, great, we'll let you know when we're ready. So I went and I walked around for a little bit. In walking around, I found books. I didn't go in planning to get a book. I went in to get a library card, and that's it. But what ended up happening is that I was walking through, looking around, and I saw Red Rising, and I was like, oh my God, I've heard great things about that book. So I just grabbed it. I was like, cool, I'll check it out, whatever. And then as I'm walking around some more, I'm just walking, having a good time, and then I saw The Poppy War. And I was like, great, I've heard a lot of great things about that book too. I'm going to get it. So then I got 2 books and I was like, cool. So I have 2 books. Maybe I'll just get more. So I went, at that point, I went scavenging. But so is that how you do it? Do you just let yourself free to just discover things? I go to the bookstore like that too. When I go to Barnes and Noble, I just go. I'm like, cool, let's go to Barnes and Noble. We'll walk around. Maybe I'll find something, maybe I won't. And it was fun to do that with the library too. And so I'm curious if other people book shop or book browse like that too, or if it's more of just like going in with a list. I used to go to the library as a kid or like the bookstore in high school and be so much more like, I don't have a plan, I'm just gonna walk around. But like, I found that in college, I was only going to the bookstore because I wanted to buy a specific book. The bookstore lost its like appeal. Like it's always felt like such a magical place to me. And when I'm just going for specific books, it's not magical anymore. And I really like that I have sort of found that magic again. And that now when I go to the library or the bookstore, like I'm just going and I'm just having a good time looking for anything. And it's nice to see that again. And I wonder if anyone else misses that. Let me know. Do you just go in free willy nilly to try and like bring that magic into your life? Do you feel like the bookstore's magical even when you go in with a list? Let me know. Drop it down in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a like, subscribe. See ya.